Hi, thank you for getting involved in the course. My name's Daphne. Lovely to have you with us, and thank you for sending in your first essays. So, as Candice explained to you, we do 2 essays at once. So, from now, it'll be one task one, one task two. Okay? And if you could possibly put the titles in for me, that would be really helpful because quite often I will want to refer back to this to make sure we're answering the question correctly. So, excuse me. Firstly, doing an enjoyable activity with a child can develop better skills and more creativity than reading. To what extent do you agree? Use reasons and examples. It's true that performing some entertaining activities could be advantageous to children in creativity and to acquire useful skills. Okay, entertaining activities you need to explain immediately, such as now, performing activities. If you're performing an activity, I'm thinking of drama or music. But do you mean participating in? Um, Participating in gives you a wider range of options. Participating in some, such as sport or learning an instrument, could be advantageous in creativity and to acquire useful skills. Personally, I would argue that to develop a habit of reading is also critical to children because, and tell me why. Okay, a little bit, tell me why. I know you will hear, but just give me a little bit, and then you need to say, this essay will discuss this key topic using examples. And Ben will talk to you about how to do this in the next module, but it's very important that you introduce the essay literally. Firstly, there's a wide range of activities, so let's not repeat this word. You've had this word here, and you've got it here. So you need to think of another word from this. Hobbies, pastimes, clubs, that kind of thing, that can bring numerous benefits to children. Swimming, don't start with such as comes in the middle. Swimming, which is not only a healthy calorie burning sport, but also a life-saving skill. Life-saving skill offers, so here's my verb, children, significant benefits which could be acquired at a young age. So I've just slightly turned that round a bit because I don't want to start with such as. If I start with swimming, which is not only, so here's your relative clause, and then here's your verb. So you've got subject, relative clause, which is lovely, and then verb, offers children significant benefits which would be acquired at a young age. And here, instead of would, I would actually just correct myself. I'm going to put could. Could be acquired at a young age. And then I don't need that because I've changed it round. Okay. A recent report from WHO indicates that children who know how to swim have a better sense of balance than those, now children, plural, you need those, plural, who do not. Okay, those who have not had this training. Or you could go this relevant life, because you're relating it back to skills, life skill training. Okay, so make sure every single word you use is connected to the title. Here we're talking about skills, so you're saying, okay, yep, I'm talking about skills. Okay, similarly, handcraft activities like engraving, wow, nice idea, might help youngsters develop a mind of creativity and a sense of beauty. Okay, mind of and a sense of maybe an alternative sense of beauty. Really lovely. An expanded mind. So let's just get some adjectives in there. Mind for creativity, then I'm going to change that. a little bit. Okay, so just adding in a few adjectives here makes this a huge, huge difference in terms of task achievement. Children will certainly enjoy spending time on such, hang on, enjoy and enjoy. Okay, stimulating, exciting, challenging. Choose another word, and it proves that these activities benefit children. So do good too is not very high level. Go benefit instead. But very nice, clear writing, and that's easy to follow. Well done. So firstly, now if you're going to have firstly here, you need to have secondly, and you haven't got secondly because you're changing direction. So just go there, start with that, and then go however, because you're changing direction and you need to indicate to the reader that you're changing direction. Reading is also a beneficial activity that parents should do with their children. By reading books, now not by reading books either reading books enriches, or by reading books, even better, children's minds are enriched. Passive, much nicer. Okay? Children's minds are enriched and helped. Also passive, same verb, same structure, helps to understand the world they live in and therefore develop, you don't need that, a sense of critical thinking. Lovely sentence. For example, reading a history book, children would be able to, I wouldn't use would, I would use may, a slightly different modal verb doing a different job you're suggesting. Be able to acquire pertinent knowledge, so may there, and you don't need the knowledge, it just doesn't have an article, and understand historical events, don't need that. Historical events that happened in the past, whereas there's no way for a child to be aware of this period of ancient time without reading. Very nice. Reading additionally, adding information here. So, that may or might help. Same idea on the modal verbs. Help youngsters to form their own perspective, emphatic own perspective in regards to the present world. Likewise, to develop a sense of appreciation towards what they have, either what they possess. What they have possessed is a sense of what they had before but don't have now. I would go towards their own possessions. Yeah, maybe towards their own possessions, something like that. But I really like that. Very interesting and very clear. In conclusion, I agree that some entertaining, there's more words in here. Interesting, varied, sporting, or hobby activities would benefit children's cognitive and physical learning skills, while developing the habit of reading is equally important. Okay, all right, really nice. You've done a very good job there. Very, very good. To what extent you agree, you've answered that. Sometimes it's better to do one point of view, not both, but I think you've done that really, really nicely. Good, good work. Congratulations. Hang on, we don't want that there. So we just got the title in here. Okay, some people think schools have to be more entertaining, while others think their sole purpose is to educate. Whether schools should provide classes in an entertaining way has become a controversial issue. Okay, a little bit short here. Issue among parents and teachers. Yeah, just expand this a little bit. In an entertaining way, instead of focusing on exam results, I think you need to expand that. I would lean to the view that teachers should aim at teaching knowledge and skills instead of focus on oh, well, that's a bit hard for the poor students, isn't it? Okay, and then you're going to have to say why. Because, okay, this is more important, or exam results are crucial for the future and for jobs. I think you definitely need to give me a little bit more explanation there, because you're making some pretty bold statements. Firstly, it would be helpful for educators to provide. Firstly, okay, it has been acknowledged. that it would be helpful for educators to provide appealing classes in order to motivate students. Okay, and then you can carry on. One reason for this, you just need a little bit more there. When students enjoy the lessons, or when the subject is appreciated and students are keen to learn more knowledge, the better result they can expect at the end of the term. Okay, when the students enjoy the subject and are keen to learn more knowledge, the better result they can expect at the end of term. Okay, a survey, good, from the Education Bureau indicates that students, I think you don't need to repeat that, you can just go those who tend to absorb and digest knowledge in an efficient way. Okay. All right, students tend. How about turning into passive? Is absorbed. Absorbed and digested in a more efficient way. During immersion in a learning environment. So, same idea as yours, because I think your idea is lovely, just trying to upgrade the grammar here. So, knowledge is absorbed, so I'm getting another passive in here. It's absorbed and digested in a more efficient way. And what I'm also trying to avoid is just repeating the subject the whole time. They, students. And passive structure is more academic and works quite nicely in this context here. Good. Therefore, it's proved that teachers should foster learning to help students achieve the best outcome. Okay. On the other hand, educating children is a fundamental purpose of a school, which should not be compromised by other factors. Very good. Teachers exist to impart knowledge and skills to better prepare children for their prospective careers and life. Although educators may, careful on lean to, we've had lean to a few times, a little bit informal, may prefer to cultivate an entertaining lecture. Cultivate? Present? Offer? An entertaining lecture. Can we change this word? Stimulating, interesting, exciting, interactive. It is always difficult to make certain academic subjects seem appealing, such as maths. A report presents that. Okay, so I've used present, so you could have indicate or reported. Over 75% of students find maths the least interesting subject, but this does not change the fact that a high score is needed. So again, passive here. A high score is needed in order to further studies and careers. Overall, school is not a place for entertainment, so change that word, but a place to study to better prepare for the future. Okay, very good point. You've made it very well, very strong. In the conclusion, I agree that teachers should be encouraged to offer interesting classes, but the main objective is to educate students. Okay, I'm going back up to your intro because your intro, okay, here you could say instead of overly focusing, I think you need to moderate this here in your intro in order to balance it with your conclusion, because it's almost like your essays got a little bit more balanced as you went along compared to quite a hardcore intro. But two very, very nice tasks. Really enjoyed reading those. Many thanks. Well done. Hope the feedback is useful. We suggest that you write out some corrections, maybe a few sentences that I've changed quite a lot. But otherwise, I think you've done a very, very good job. Well done.